Greetings everyone, and welcome to the update 1.69 review. So in this one we've got 3 new cars, a few new features there, and a new mode for the power pack users that bought that. So without further ado, let's get into the video and start with the start of this update. So that distinct noise comes from the Porsche 911 Turbo S light valve, or lightweight turbo, I believe. So this is another addition to the 911s there. Some will consider it a dupe there, and for those I consider this a dupe, but apparently they don't understand the 911 line from that time. But anyway, interesting new addition here, and sure to add something interesting to the game. So let's get into this car there, and let us see what this has on offer in terms of features, in terms of handling, and such. So as far as wide bodies go, you can definitely put a wide body on this car there, and you will absolutely notice it right there, especially right around the rear. So if you want to do a wide body on this car, that's absolutely possible. As for custom parts at the front, we have a period accurate splitter here. We also have this bumper here from the other Porsche there. On the sides, we have this little panel here that can be put on. At the rear, of course, you can remove the Porsche graphic there in the light bar, as well as have this little diffuser there. And then the rear wing is where things get interesting, because you can wingless. You can have this wing, which is specific to this model of 911, as well as this rear wing attachment here. So pretty interesting customizations for this car there. So that's gotta be really incredible for those that want to do some things with it. So obviously you do all your hood plates, tow hook stuff. And of course right here though, not only can you take off the badge, but you can also add the headlights or fog lights back. And as for handling itself there, the car is actually pretty fun to do. Pretty fun to get around the circuit and stuff like that. But it's also quite fun if you just want to throw it around a bit, throw it sideways, and do a little bit of power sliding around. It feels very playful in that regard. It's on the same level of fun as you'd say the Toyota 86 and BRZ in that regard there. So this is a pretty fun car, regardless of what you want to do with it. And so there's a lot of great potential with this car there, depending on what your mood is. So that very brief little noise there, surprisingly way shorter, is the Yangwang U9. Obviously the second ever Chinese car to be included into a GT game, after the Xiaomi SU7 Ultra. Only 3 colors, as you can see here. So this is going to be a very interesting thing. We've already had a intriguing time with the SU7's quirks. So how is this going to be in comparison? So as far as those go, at the front here, already quite extensive, because you can do the splitter and some dive lanes. So if we're going to go fully racy, the option's already right there for you. And as for the sides there, you have this interesting carbon fiber attachment there after the front wheel there. And I would assume in real life that would be a sort of channeling the air. Of course, at the back you have these kind of rear shrouds, I think is what they are. So that's a pretty interesting one. And then you have the wing. There's the normal one. You could have no wing. You could have this central fin, which is on the real car. This spoiler, which I'm not sure is on the real car. And of course the generic GT wing in low, medium, and high settings. And to my opinion, none of them really look as nice as the default wing or the other options. So that's just me. And you can also have these little louvers there on the front grille parts. So that's pretty interesting. As far as handling goes, And I've mentioned how the problem with the SU7 was how it felt like there was way too much power for the kind of car it is and too much weight, and it wasn't all properly kind of sorted out. Whereas this kind of feels way more optimized and way better to drive around on track there. So you have something that handles well, that you can actually accelerate with a lot more confidence and have a lot more handling. And what little understeer there is, that could easily be more of a driver issue or something else, but otherwise, the car is a phenomenal improvement handling wise. I'd argue this is how you do a performance EV. And it's way better in all respects of that matter. So, a lot of fun to be had with this. So that lovely noise comes in the form of the little Renault Twingo here from 1993. And this is a car that everybody's been excited ever since they first heard about it there. So, for the very cheap price of 14,000 credits, let's see what this is all about, and whether it does have those anti-gravity abilities. So as far as Y-body is concerned there, you can't put one on there, though it's kind of going to be hard to notice, I would say, from far away, but the option is there if you want it. And as far as other customization parts there, you've got this little part there for the front, and hey, kind of makes the car look like it's smiling a bit. You should smile more, you're on TV, or someone's TV. Anyway, the sides here, we got this little plastic panel here, and also this solar panel on the bottom. So you can add those. At the rear, you can remove the badges and the rear windshield wiper for some reason. And in the wing there, well, you got this tiny little spoiler and this adorable little rear wing on there. I mean, hey, you can do the very thing that the actual Nürburgring organizers wouldn't allow. So, hey, don't let your dreams be memes and all that stuff. So, anyway, yeah. Some pretty good options there to go with it. And as far as other parts for the front grille, you can actually get rid of these vents on the hood, which I thought was pretty interesting. So that's an option. And as far as handling there, well, there's not a lot to say. It's pretty much neutral. It does everything pretty nicely there, and you're going at a slow enough speed to where you kind of have to actively try to induce some very negative characteristics there. Understeer, obviously oversteer is not an issue with the amount of power it has. So, pretty easy car to drive around. It's one of those cars I would think that if you're learning to drive, it's pretty much gonna be very easy with this one, because it's just, there's no problems, there's no drama. No, it exists. It just happens to be a cute looking little car there, so I don't see any problems there. I feel like you'd actively would have to seek out any reason to complain to even have issues, because otherwise it's just great. So, as far as other things are concerned, with extra menus, we have a new one. So we're going to scroll all the way to the bottom here, and this one is centered around muscle cars, particularly those from the 60s and 70s there. So the three cars you will need to complete this are the Chevrolet Chevelle SS 454 Sport Coupe, the Dodge Charger RT 426 Hemi, and the Pontiac GTO, the Judge. Get these, and you will get this 5-star roulette ticket, which thankfully is not one of those random parts there. So you get like all those cars for very cheap, and they're available right now, and you get this ticket right here for completing it. Likewise, since this is a new update, it means a new seasonal menu. And likewise, you need to collect all the new cars, the U9, the 911 Turbo S Lightbow, and the Twingo. Simple as that. And you get another 5-star roulette ticket. And hopefully you don't get parts from either of those. So some of the new races include the World Touring Car 900 at Interlagos, right here in the Americas. And of course, in Europe / Middle East, we've got Yas Marino with the Hypercar Parade, and you can clearly see the U9 featured there. And a new circuit experience, and probably the most bizarre one, the Nürburgring Endurance 2, 1 million for bronze, with 5 million for all gold. So good luck trying to unlearn everything you know from that. And also, the new Power Pack challenges for those who bought the Power Pack. Obviously no curated races like the weekly challenges, but you still get various rewards for completing various amounts of races, like that one. So, kind of sorted there. So if you need a little extra earning there, there's a bit for you to do. It's even the same amounts as well, incrementally, for doing so. So, there's that. And then as far as the escape's concerned, we have the new one for moving the camera around. So, nothing in terms of new location or a new place within said location, just another one to try different angles and all that. Some of the escapes you'll probably recognize here, and I don't really see too many new ones that I don't recognize. So it seems like it's just a new curation of some photos that have been there before, or maybe there's some new ones that I just don't realize there. Don't really go with escapes too often. So anyhow, that is the new update there, new escapes, new regions, new cars. One of the more interesting updates as of late. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to tick the bell icon so you'll be notified when these are to come out. So that will be it for me, and I will see you guys in the next video.